our next guest because he's an accountant, and we wanted to ask him, does money grow on trees? Because it sure does feel like it. Welcome into the show, Mr. Dan Geltrude. Dan, where are they getting this cash?
A lot of money trees out there, Scott. So I have a few theories on this. One, I believe that we're seeing more spending right now based upon the optimism about the economy going forward. I think when people are feeling good or feeling better, they start to spend more. I think that's part of what's going on here. I think people are counting on some positive changes post-election. I mean, people have been pretty down in the direction of the country was going. Now, whether this change will make a difference or not, I think people view it as it's a change. It's going to be a good thing from where we were. I think shopping is being made a heck of a lot easier with all the online options. So that's drawing people in as well. As you were talking about, you just get on your phone and boom, 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 and your Christmas shopping is done. I also think that there's a lot more sales discounts that are available, more than I could recall seeing in the past. So I think that's playing in. But then what I think this leads to, Scott, and this is where it becomes problematic, is with interest rates dropping, it incentivizes people to do more debt spending. And that's where I think that we're going to be landing here.
Well, to your point, I'm going to back that up. Overall, sales were up 3.4%. You could argue that's within the range of inflation, so they didn't really buy that much more stuff, if anything. But here's where the kicker comes in. 8.8% of this new sales was buy now, pay later, which is like that's the new credit card. I think 8.8 is a big number. What do you think?
No, it's a gigantic number, Scott. And again, I think when people are feeling optimistic, this buy now, pay later becomes a lot more attractive because they're thinking, listen, things are going to get better. We've had a change in government. We've been in kind of in a malaise economically. I'm going to make more money. Let the good times roll. We'll spend it all now. I think that's what we're seeing.
Well, I mean, clearly, and I would agree with the fact that the country, or at least a large part of the country, believes that a piano has been taken off their back. I kind of feel like that, too, sometimes. But what happened over the last 4 years is not going to be corrected or undone in the next 4 quarters, even, I would say. So you got to be careful about getting out over your skis for a little bit. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but you do have to put a little bit of reality check in there because I've spoken about this on my show and other shows. The expectations, they might have kind of got a little out ahead of themselves here a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think people want to believe things are going to get better, and whether they're going to quickly or it's going to take more time, I agree with you. I think it's going to take 2 years, maybe 4 years, if things are truly going to turn around with new policies, economics, deregulation, all those things. It's still going to take time. But people, I think, since the pandemic are just looking for positivity here, Scott, and they have the excuse. Right? We got a businessman coming into the White House. Things are going to get better. Interest rates are going to go down. We're going to make more money. We're going to be more prosperous. So therefore, I have the excuse to spend.
And you know what? There's actually some validity to that because I believe that when you unleash that feeling in those people, some people call it animal instincts. I don't like to go that far, but you know what? When you there's a few people that can unleash that positivity, and you know what? Sometimes it really does make a difference. You can't put that in a mathematical equation when the populace starts to feel better and they're happier because it's hard to put deflation in a mathematical equation when people feel like keeping their hands in their pockets one more month before they buy whatever they want to buy, right? So if everybody's out there on this, it's not hope, but there just is a general better feeling, that can actually come through to better economic numbers.
No doubt about it. Scott, thoughts become things. So if people are feeling positive, all their actions move in that direction. I don't want to get too philosophical here, but I do believe that there's truth. There's momentum to that positive energy, and I think that's what we're feeling right now. Look, going back to the early 80s, I think that's what Ronald Reagan did.
I would say that, yep, 100%.
He came in with the shining city on the hill, and everybody bought in, and lo and behold, things turned around.
Because generally speaking, people want to feel better. They want to see a chance to do better for themselves. Great stuff as usual. Thank you very much. We needed an accountant for that one. Dan Geltrude coming to us from Nutley, New Jersey. Thanks, Dan, for being on the show. See you again next Monday. All right, let's take a look at these equity markets.